2024 is around the corner, and I want you guys to reflect on 2023. How was 2023 for you, and why didn't you achieve the things that you wanted to achieve? There's many reasons to why it could have went this way or that way, but the thing is, we always try to overcomplicate everything, when in reality, everything's pretty simple. One of the things that we always try to do is we put some crazy expectations on ourselves. There's things that we've never done before, and all of a sudden, because you've decided that this is what you want to do, you believe you can achieve this overnight. You can achieve everything that you believe you can. But at one point, you need to understand, if there's 10 things that are wrong that you're trying to fix, you can't try to go 10 different directions at the same time. It's impossible. You can get to each destination at the same time, but you need to go to one, to the other, to the other, to the other. There's some things that are on the way. Imagine you're going on a destination, you go from one store to the other to the other. But if one store is that way and the other is that way, don't expect to go to both stores at the same time. And that's what we do with many of our goals. Many of the things that we try to achieve. Some of them are in different directions. And when we can't complete both of them at the same time, we start to get exhausted, overwhelmed, and burnt out. The reason you get burnt out is because they're completely different things and you can't go ahead and get them at the same time. The best way I can explain it to you is that when you're trying to build a physique and when you're trying to get in shape, you need to understand that you need to have some short-term sacrifices for a long-term gain. So, for example, when I wanted to get in shape, one thing that I used to do a lot was I used to eat a lot of junk food, or I wouldn't eat at all. I used to be someone that used to struggle to eat. So I couldn't decide, all right, I'm going to the gym, I'm not going to eat. You need to understand that sometimes you have to make sacrifices for that goal that you want. So my main focus was that. So then I decided to educate myself, and then I decided to, you know what, let me prepare my meals and have to force myself. So the way I actually used to eat my meals, I used to roll around with these Tupperware. My lips are dry. I don't know where my chapstick is. So I used to roll around with this Tupperware, and I used to walk around with a bottle of water. So I used to chew the food and I used to swallow it. And that's the way I used to have my food. And this is something I was doing every single day. And going back to the expectations, most of the time, when you have these expectations, we give ourselves a deadline. Understand your goals do not have a deadline. The reason I tell you this is because if you don't achieve your goal within the 2 months that you put the deadline, the goal, there's so many external factors that could inhibit you from getting there. It could be something happened to you, you injured yourself. It could be anything. You can't control the external, but you can control the way you react to it. So if you put a deadline within 2 months, then you don't achieve it, so then you give up. The reason you put deadlines is to give you that sense of urgency. But understand, when you want to reach something and you give yourself the urgency to put the steps in daily, to make sure that you focus on putting in the work today. This is why I say your only expectation should be putting in the work that you have to put in today to get closer to where you want to become. I want you to imagine your goal as the top of a ladder. So the top of the ladder is normally the expectations that we have. You want to get this physique, you want to get that promotion, you want to pass that degree. So that's the expectation at the top. So everything we do, we compare it to the top. But that's a long way to go. You need to understand that your expectation should be a staircase. So each staircase is a day. So your expectation should actually be, today I'm going to go up one staircase. The next day I'm going to go up another staircase. The day after that I'm going to go up another staircase. That should be your expectation, that every single day you go up a staircase. Because at that, within time, you get to the top. But like a staircase, understand that it gets repetitive. Because why? It's the same thing. You're literally putting one step in front of the other. One step in front of the other. And this is why I always tell you guys, get rid of those addictions that you have, because what they do, they excite that dopamine, that they excite that adrenaline. What we want is that we want that excitement, that stimulus. And we normally get that from short-term gratification. And that's the thing, from short-term gratification, we give up long-term satisfaction. So this tends to happen when you're going to the gym. You go to the gym, you don't see results after a month. So then what do? Short-term gratification, you go back to your drinking, your smoking, your overeating, you don't train anymore. Short-term gratification, but now you've given up the dreams of becoming that person that you wanted to become. And one thing really impacted me, this was from David Goggins' book. He mentioned, imagine you're laying on your deathbed and someone reads out this page. They say your name, they're like, you had this job, you were this person, amazing, helping everyone. You achieved all the goals that you have, and you look at yourself now and you're like, this isn't me. And then the person says to you, exactly, that's who you could have been if you didn't give up and gave into all your short-term gratifications. If you didn't give up and you trusted the process, if you didn't give up and focus on the expectation of putting one foot in front of the other. And that's what you have to do, because when we overwhelm ourselves is because we take one step and we expect us to be at the result. This is why I say to you, it's about being that person. Focus on your expectation, putting one step in front of the other. Because within time, you put your head down and focus on that, you will get to your goal. You will learn things along the way. Stop asking questions about when will it come, how is it going to come. As long as you focus everything that you have to do today to get closer, that's how it will come. There are days that you're going to feel low. You're human. There are days you're going to feel like, is it going to come? Because we become impatient. But understand that time factor is super important with anything that you want to achieve. And this is why you need to stay super focused with that goal that you have. Make sure that the steps that you're taking are aligned. Always check yourself, ask yourself questions. Is this the right thing? You will make mistakes, learn from it. How can I adjust? Everything is about adjusting and learning how to keep on going forward. That's what it's all about. You have your journey that you need to go to. You're in a car, it's a rainy day, you put your sat nav, you drive. There's a roadblock. What do? Do you just stop at the roadblock? No, you detour. It might take a bit longer. Then you get to your destination. Why? Because that's where you wanted to go. So this is the difference. Do you want to become that person that you say that you want to become? Take the action. Make the decision. Learn from your failures. The perfect time won't come. So don't wait till New Year's. Don't wait till Monday. Do it now. Learn along the way. Make sure that you understand that there will be mistakes on the way, but you continue going. You don't repeat that same mistake. Live by the call of your conscience. Your conscience will tell you this isn't right, and you do it. You don't want to live with regret, because when you live with regret, then you have the whole days thinking about, why did I do this? So that's what you should do. What did I do yesterday that I regretted? And I'm going to make sure I don't repeat that today. So that should be your main goal every single day. With that being said, that's something I wanted to share with you guys, and that's your plan for 2024. Let's crush your goals. If you need help trying to achieve those dreams, send me a message, DM me 100 on Instagram, and we will get to work and we will achieve those dreams. Let's go.